John and I are at the Noosa Botanic Gardens, and it's located by a lake called Lake McDonald. It's actually a fair way out of Noosa, probably about 20-30 k. We've just spotted this tree here with these strange things hanging down, and the common name is a sausage tree because the things look like a sausage or something, I think. So let's go and have a look closer. Wow, some of them are quite big. If they hit you on the head as you're walking past, the wind comes along.
Pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Hey.
Right next door is a succulent and cactus garden, and these are fantastic. Some sort of euphorbia. The bottoms don't look very good, but as you scroll up, and I'm going to try and avoid getting too much sun, they're pretty tall. So we're looking at about 3 to 4 meters. Behind that is something that is super dense. Look at that, that's magnificent. Hard to get everything in the picture. Massive ones over there, fantastic. Love that. And look at this, beautiful aloe flower. That's lovely. What's that? John's going, what's that? Oh, that's a ponytail palm. Yep. My parents have got one in a pot, but it's got a nice thick trunk and then about 5 branches radiating out. Fantastic. Right. Most of this is subtropical, but they did have a little bed dedicated to the succulents, so we'll move on and more towards the subtropical area. And we've stumbled across the amphitheatre. It looks like a real kind of 1970s built thing. It's not the prettiest thing you've ever seen, but it does kind of make you want to stay and look at it, and you've got nice views from there. So this is Lake McDonald. It sort of spreads out all over the place. This whole area around Noosa and Sunshine Coast and so on is southeast Queensland, and we're north of Brisbane. It's all subtropical, but because the nights are not freezing, they do get a bit cold. They can grow plants that are really, you know, what you probably normally say are tropical. Look at the flower on that one. I'm going to see if I can zoom in. Nice flower on that one. Wow, that's beautiful. And there's a bit of wind around today, so you hear a lot of rustling in the background. I've said to John, if you go down to the bottom, and I'll go right up near the top, I'm the 3rd step from the top of the amphitheatre, and if it's done like a true amphitheatre, I should be able to hear him. So John, would you like to say something?
Yeah, Romeo, we're out there, Romeo.
Anything else you'd like to say? Hey, I could hear him quite clearly, and he wasn't shouting. It still looks a bit odd though, don't you think? Like it's very, it just looks like somebody in the 70s decided, yes, let's just build this amphitheatre and use tacky house bricks for it. But somehow it still kind of fits in. As I was walking down from the amphitheatre, John said, be careful around here, and he pointed to this. This is a snake skin shredded, and it doesn't look that old and dried up, so yuck. Gives you the creeps. I'm not even sure what type of snake that is, but hopefully we can avoid it. This is a begonia, and you often see this as a house plant, and it's enormous. It's probably about 3 meters tall. It goes right up. You can see right up into that part of the tree. Oh, interesting. It was interesting to see houseplants, what we call houseplants, out growing in the wild, in their natural habitat. Spotted these, they are nice and bright in the distance. Beautiful. Some sort of rhododendron, I guess. But the flowers are just beautiful. And it's covered in them. And this is August, so still winter. Could be some sort of azalea, but I think they're only in cold climates. And they've got sculptures around the park as well. Some of them don't make much sense, like this one. It seems to have a hole in the middle, and I think it's a deliberate hole, but not sure why. So there must be some meaning to it, but I'm not sure what that is. There's no sign or anything to let you know. Okay, now I sort of get it, because around the other side we've got this little intriguing thing going on, these steps, and let's follow the steps. And there's your escape, which is what we're looking at on the other side. And then same with the other side, coming up, around and out. You may hear some nice bird sounds in the background. They just come and go as we're walking around. Here's a more colourful area. Lots of bromeliads of various shapes and sizes, some with those sawtooth, almost like the pineapple ones. Got some cordylines, different colours. Got a Dracaena, I think, Song of India, variegated. Very bright variegations, like really garish, even though the sun's not even shining properly. It's barely creeping out. And over here, some beautiful palms. Look at how thick the leaves are and how they fan like that. Oh, they are so beautiful. And you just want to look at them, you know, with your head up, straining your neck, to see how they're not ultra tall, but they are really nice specimens. Johnny's going, look at this one, Leanne. Hang on, I'll just zoom around. But I've just got to show you these bromeliads as we go through. They're, you know, quite a reasonable size, and they would get a fair bit of sun when it's a sunny day. So they're looking quite healthy. Got your common garden variety agaves. Some crotons, see, they would normally, you'd think they'd only grow in tropical places, but this is subtropical, gets coolish overnight. Like last night, for example, I think, and the other night, down to about 8 degrees Celsius. So no frost or anything, but not exactly warm. Reached an area here where there are lots and lots of bromeliads growing. And when I say lots and lots, yeah, there would be thousands around this area. Very much climbing as much as they can. There's quite a tall palm and oak tree at the top, but it's gone up a long way. It's probably about 4 metres up. And then on the ground, they're just breeding, going mad, and up any place they can find to climb. Got more over the other side as you come along. So all that stuff in front, you probably can't see till I get closer. That's all bromeliads. Well, they've really gone mad. And Johnny's, I followed him to this open area, and it seems like every palm has a stag horn or elk horn on them. They're quite big. Wow, and they must have been given some assistance to attach. But yeah, as I scan around, pretty much every single palm has got something, even if it's just a fern growing on it. And no doubt over time these will get massive. Pretty cool. So we'll take this little path through to another area. I wanted to show you some of these philodendrons. So that one's quite tall. It's got a little bit of help by managing to attach itself to that palm. So you've got that height there. And then down below, got some that are just got no support, but they're still doing all right. Nice and glossy. Philodendron Selim, I think, or maybe a variety close to that. And up ahead, some lovely palms and trees with big leaves which look really tropical. John's kind of looking up at them. Wow. This is a ficus? I don't know. Oh yeah. Well, that looks like, you know what, it looks like a fiddle leaf ficus, but that's ridiculous.
It's a lyrata.
Oh, it is. Oh my goodness, there's actually a sign there, ficus lyrata. This is a, oh my goodness. Like, these are house plants. Now, no, John's laughing his head off. No exaggeration. How many metres is that, John? Tall?
25.
25 metres tall. Now, I bet nobody has a house plant like that, and I'll show you how big some of the leaves are. It's so I couldn't almost recognise it. This is the old fiddle leaf fig that is still quite popular. Right, you recognise those, don't you? There's my hand. There's the leaf. So yeah, probably about the equivalent of about 5 of my hands. You sort of don't appreciate the scale when... Oh yeah, well no, I got rid of most of mine. I got sick of them. They were little divas and I kept moving them, which is stupid. You don't do that to a ficus. Oh well, you can do it to a normal rubber tree, but not a ficus lyrata, because they hate it and they'll kill you. But alright, I did say I wasn't going to show you many more bromeliads, but look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And most of the others are spent. The one next to it, that yellowy one, that's all finished. But it's almost an electric colour and the sun's just kind of shining on it a bit and makes it look really bright. It's absolutely beautiful. And up ahead, a huge traveller's palm type thing. I'm going to come in closer. I'm travelling towards that traveller's palm and this caught my eye. Isn't that magnificent? That would be some sort of Viraya rhododendron, I'm assuming. Yeah. Very pretty flowers. It's just got one little flower head on it. Isn't that lovely? Now, that's coming up as a lemony type of orange, but it's a bit more goldy orange in real life. And finally coming up towards this traveller's palm. Oh yeah, that's huge. I can't really get that all in. And there's too much sun behind it. Looks like the whole thing wants to fall over.